that's so exciting, and it's so amazingly attractive.
Yeah, you're not laughing now, are you?
All right there. It's been so long. If I leave it more than a day, I've got to move that light. Excuse the bins, if you want. Oi. Oh, Bally GA, that was a cracker, wasn't it? I rarely watch my streams back because I was there doing it. Oh, man, absolutely shasted this end. Who've we got in? Let's say so. Good Lord, the grift has begun. Nice one, John. Not that I can see. Mate, how do I contact you? Do you have an email? Yeah, you ready, John? I'll give you a bit of time to get a bit of pen and paper. No, I'll put it in the chat. Easy peasy. Chris at chrisdangerfield.com. I'll have to delete it soon because bots troll the internet for email addresses so they can send them stuff. And I don't need any more stuff in my email. There you go, John. Nice one. You should be able to see it. Nah. Chris at chrisdangerfield.com. Nice one, Johnny Boy Fuse. It's a lovely Friday gift. Who's in? Let's see. Let's get some hellos in. It's been a while. Sorry, it's been a while, people. I've been doing the work of staff off sick for about 6 weeks. And I'll tell you what, it got to the point where I thought, I can't do this anymore. It got to the evening. When I stream all day, I think about the stream. Like, I'd be like, right, I'm going to stream tonight. What am I going to do roughly? Unless I've got a set topic I want to talk about, I just, get myself in the mood, try and think of some little things that have happened, some stories and all that. And I've done that. I've done that about 7-8 times since the Mumford stream. And then after like 13-hour shift at work, knackering, stressing, there's so much happening at work, and that's all right. I always say this, you've all heard it. I'd rather be complaining about work I've got than work I haven't. But then I'm like, I can't do it. I haven't got the energy for a YouTube. I can't do it. I can't. It would be weird. I think I've done one a few weeks back, didn't I? And I said at the beginning I shouldn't really do this. And I wasn't going to do tonight, but I just thought, you know what? I want to see the Scrubs. I like it here. It's nice. I'm already in a better mood than I was 4 minutes ago. And, this is the modern world. Yes, in real life, that's where your romances occur. That's where the important things happen. Yep. But we are a digital culture now. This isn't insignificant. Online cultures have a function, and it's not a diluted function. It's just different. I think it was weird how it went round the dissident right that, we've got to concentrate on in real life. Well, yeah, concentrate, obviously, but not necessarily at the expense or to sacrifice digital communities, because it's almost Luddite to do that. It's almost, I'm not, we're not going to get involved with the internet. Really? Come on. You'll be all right. Anyway, there's a lot to go back now. I've done it again, and hang on. Right. So here you go. I'm in first. So entropy, top of the chat, super chat, bottom of the chat, or you can put your phone camera over this, and it will get up my Substack, buy me a beer. I'll get that live just in case anyone does. Someone did last time, and you get a video reply. It's really, well, you've got to be 18 or over, apparently. For those that I'll leave that for later. Actually, that's an important announcement. Right, where are we? Hello, Crow. Nice to see thee. The boy Cray. He's been offered down the pub. I've weighed it up, mate. I can't help you with that. I mean, I'm only going to do an hour and a half, hour. I always say that though. But, maybe go to the boozer after. What's the time in the UK? 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock? Do both. Do whatever you want. No way, the grift is moving. Andy has dropped $1.99. He says, I've popped in to pop out. Hang on, let me say this again. Popped in to pop out. Be well, Scrubs and Chris. That's very kind of you. Nice bit of touching base from Andy there. Nice one, Andy. Right, who else have we got here? We have got JP's giving Steve. JP was about to watch Deadpool and Wolverine, but it's danger time. Sweet. There's a height to that, JP. Joe, we still haven't done our stream, have we? I just haven't had time. That's all on me. It's still going to happen if you're still up for it. I just haven't had. And also, you probably won't be watching actually, but Jack has asked me to do a stream with them, but I haven't got time to do my own streams, let alone other people's streams. I've got a live stream, Alicia. The merging of two of my worlds has got weird, but if you're interested, excuse me, I knocked down about half a litre of yogurt and honey before the stream to give me some faux energy. If anyone is interested in a Leashy masterclass live plus Q&A with me and Lady Locks and Lockpicker X, who taught me, this geezer can open your car. And I say that with 99% confidence. I'm never 100%. Don't ever be. I've lost money over being 100%. When you think, no, it's definitely not who you're saying. It is. It isn't. I bet you. I'm sure. All right, 20 quid. Internet. Oh, I was wrong. So that taught me never to be 100%. But this geezer can I reckon this bloke will get in everyone who's watching this car a couple of minutes without damaging your car or lock at all. 70% of them will be picked, the locks, within a minute, 2 minutes. Yeah, he's a master at those leashes. So he's going to be on my other channel, Lockpicking Legend, next Friday. And you see him go, but he'll be picking car locks and domestic locks, show you how those picks work. I don't know why I'm advertising that. Amazing. Griftatron alert. Mr. Gold has dropped a score on the door. That's got to be worth a nice one, Mr. Gold. He says greetings. It certainly is. I've got two. Oh, no, I haven't. There you go, Mr. Gold. You saved my nodules. There you go. I've got two waters on the go. Andrew reminded me to put my rings on. It's a ridiculous thing to say. Did though. Nice one, Mr. Gold. Hoyt to that. You got to go someone to get a in this town. Where were we? JP. Yeah, we are going to do that. YouTube is teasing me. I don't know if he's talking about me or Cray. JP says that sad mates are always the best piss ups. I don't know what they're talking about, but it's in the chat if you want to follow it. Who else have we got here? Nice to see the boy Cray. Have I got this right? Is it you, Steve, that's into the old metal detectors? If it is, drop us an email, can you? I'll pass it on to the iconoclast. He wants to get into it, and he wants to know about what kit to buy. I'm going to mute myself so I can burp. There you go. Al's out working. What are you doing tonight, Al? Got any more details on that? Someone might be on the manor. Pop down and throw something at you. Al, did you like the Bally stream? It was good, wasn't it? I thought you had some interesting questions. They were much appreciated. Interesting comments and things. Why is it telling me I've got... Chrissy has been a member for 36 months. Nice one, Chrissy. Machano Kaprashanatatu, Chrissy. Who else have we got in here? Crow's on. Yep, it will. Ellie's here. Hello, Ellie. Nice to see thee. I tell you what, Ellie's proper scrubbed them. She's got it in her blood. She sent me a long and detailed email of some of the things she's been through in life, and yeah, there's no wonder she slotted in and is one of the gang now, without a doubt. Yep, big tin of beautiful broken biscuits. Incredible. No way. That's incredible. Anglo drops a live 5. Free penalty kick lessons for all coppers. Right. I don't know what that is. Have I missed something? I don't know what I've missed here. I've missed something, but I'm not sure what it is. Anglo, you're going to have to explain a little bit more. I've just been working. I've been writing as well. Oh, I tell you what, editing my novel's beautiful. Doing it with AI, it's beautiful. And here's the thing. It actually adds to the novel is the manuscript. Sorry, I've got to say that. I've been told off too many times. The manuscript is very aware that it's a novel. Does that make sense? Of course it does. A lot of novels you read, there's characters and plot and all that. But there are also novels that know they're a novel that, usually the preface tells you that. I had 3 weeks off on the down in the Swiss Alps when I first wrote my first draft for this. But my actual manuscript talks about itself all the way through. It knows that it's someone telling stories. Why am I telling you that? Oh yeah, and it also knows what cultural era it's in. And I've got a video. I'm making a video. I was nearly going to do it live, but I don't think it lends itself to a live. That means it's boring. I think we're on the cusp of a cultural explosion. I think what photography done to art at the early 20th century, we're going to see that in the arts now off the back of the AI revolution. But the AI revolution is more interesting because it's not just images that it's a revolution. It's like as Jensen Huang of NVIDIA himself said, it is actually an industrial revolution. Who would have thought of a second industrial revolution? When you think of industrial revolution, you think of chimneys and Fred Dibner. You think of chimneys and smoke and London fog and people collecting poo for money. A real job. That it was a real job in London. Read The Death Map. I can't remember who wrote it. Great book about cholera. Seriously great book about cholera called The Death Map. A couple of people in the chat have already read it. They told me. But he talks about some of the work that people done. Like, these people, there was no welfare then. You went to the workhouse. And if you wanted to avoid the workhouse, Anglo, thanks for that 5 spot, mate. As always, much appreciated. But I haven't got a Danny what you're asking me about because I haven't been plugged in to the unless you're. I don't know. If I ever guess at it, I'll probably get banned. Is it violent? I'll tell you what. I'd certainly vote for old Bill having to be 6'3" or over, regularly go to the gym, and have MP3 Heckler and Koch automatic weapons. Definitely. If I was Prime Minister for a day, I'm going to do some reaction videos to those FBI dramas. Have you seen them? They take people's real life. 2 daughters were murdered, viciously, sexually assaulted and murdered. And it's like, oh, okay, that's 50 minutes entertainment. And there's real people out there whose lives it wrecked, and they just make it's incredible, really, that there's thousands of these episodes, and it's all like, but I've watched so many of them to sort of sharpen my lens so that I can rightly respond to. I'll probably do a couple of them. I've no doubt I'll have to do all that copyright dispute lark, which is what kind of put me off doing the Dragon's Den ones in the end. But so many of them, the old Bill get out there, standard sidearm, which is like, I don't know even know what it is, a Beretta or something, ping ping, and the criminal gets out and laughing, but the old Bill just die. They just die. They've got like ping 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 ping, and that's it. If you're pulling over cars on dark motorways in a very dangerous place, I'm not saying all of America needs this kind of weaponry, but maybe it does. England maybe does. London should. It's just too dangerous. I reckon if you pull over, if you're traffic police, you shouldn't just tap on the window and ask them to wind the window down. No, there should be two of you. One of you is already got your MP3 aimed at the geezer, already finger on trigger, safety off, and then it's just step out the car, hands in the air. And you say to them, any fast movements, you're getting shot. It's just too dangerous. And the amount of these I've seen, they just turn around and they're not allowed to fire until they've fired. What? Let's take it back to basics. Let's look at the duel. Two men, chivalry and all that good stuff. I love her and you love her too. So us gentlemen will fight at noon under the crescent moon. Not at noon, it wouldn't be. Well, it would, but you probably wouldn't be able to see it. So anyway, they go out there and then one says to the other, right, here's how it's going to work. These are the rules to this duel. I get to shoot first. You'd be like, no, because that means I die. And yet that's the law in most states. I looked it up. Shouldn't be the case. As soon as you appear to be hostile or threatening, the old Bill should be able to cut you down, cut you in half, and give you a band-aid. Yeah. Hang on, Anglo, he has come back and backed up what he says. Have you been living under a rock? Pretty much. I've just been working and writing. I did get offered another job in marketing. I tell you, I could do the dosh, but I haven't got the energy, and it would mean my other work would suffer. The new job would probably say you ain't doing enough work, and it would all go wrong. So, but I have, yeah. Have you been living under a rock? A copper booted one of our Muslim brothers in the chops at Manchester Airport. Been suspended, probably facing court. I know nothing about that. I'll give you my take on it. Or not on that because I haven't seen it. Nice one, Anglo, for another donation and filling me in on that. Bawley said to me, have you seen Jordan Peterson talking to Tommy Robinson? Now, 42 has managed to make me a little bit more skeptical about Jordan Peterson. So's Devon. Devon Tracy told me years ago to watch out for him. But the whole Xanax thing was what really done it for me. But an accumulation of all those things. I'm very sus about Jordan Peterson. Tommy Robinson, I've got a lot of time for, but there's also issues there. But that's what it's like with most people. What do you expect to find someone who thinks exactly the same as you? It's stupid. It would be weird. That would be a sycophant, almost like a reverse engineered sycophancy, wouldn't it? Ooh, that's giving me the creeps. But this is related, Anglo. He told me to watch the conversation between Jordan Peterson and Tommy Robinson. And I tried to watch it. I made about 20 minutes in. And as soon as Tommy Robinson started talking about Luton, what it was like growing up in Luton, what happened to his cousins, all the global terrorism that was planned and plotted from places of worship in Luton, I was so miserable. And I thought, am I doing anything to put this right by watching this? Or am I just going to come out of this 2 hours? Will I learn anything from it? Maybe, but I just thought I can't hack it. You know, I used to, on my Twitter feed, I don't follow a lot of people, but the way Elon's done it, they've kind of got it so that they you know, I get everyone does it now, don't they? You get notifications, you think, oh, I've had a popular week. Just random people who are paying to boost their posts. You're like, oh, okay. But so many videos of racial violence, and I can't watch it. It's just very, very depressing. But I will check that out because it would appear to be kind of interesting. I have been keeping up with Sam Malia's case. What a shocker. Laura thought he was going to get a tag. Let me just read it out exactly. This is what Laura. So I'd be, if anyone doesn't know. Hello, Andrew. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for the photos. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I'll keep the details down because you know there's private stuff. But you know, I know why you hold on. I know why you hold on against the odds. Really, I think you'd agree with that. That's something you certainly said. Hello, Lee, with 3 E's on the firm. Nice to see you, mate. Hello, John. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So on the off chance you don't know, so Laura Towler, she's like one of the top bods alongside Mark Collette, who run Patriotic Alternative. Sam was part of the 100 Handers, putting up stickers. Went to court. They didn't even say it's. Look, if you don't know about the trial, look into it because. It's just, for me, it's just part of the slow but almost certain process of making nationalism simply being opposed to globalism, simply believing in the idea of a nation state and traditions and ethnicity and values and the shared of those previous things I said. That's going to be illegal. I think that you know, Sam's dangling in front of everyone. You know, you can't even put stickers up that are true. He didn't even go 2 years. 2 years. I know people who've done far worse and just walked. I've done worse than that and walked from court. I didn't even pack my bags because I knew I'd just walk. Because they don't like locking people up. The prisons are full. But when it's like, oh, hang on a minute, we need to make a show of this. We need to let people know that if you dare have a political position that goes against the orthodoxy, you can go to prison. So this is what Laura said. I think it was today. Yeah, it was today. No, it was yesterday, but it might have been today your time. It doesn't matter. Hi, guys. I've some bad news. Unfortunately, Sam has been denied a tag. So if in the British prison service or in the judiciary, whatever you want to call it, it's not really the prisons, is it? they put a tag on you. If you're not a harm to the public, and I I know blokes who've had tags who are a harm to the public, like who've proven themselves time and time again to be a catastrophic harm to the public, been tagged, repeatedly. Anyway, Sam has been denied a tag. So Laura thought that he was going to be getting out in August because he's got a new baby and like a 2-year-old or something. These kids, so sad, so unnecessary. It sounds weird, but Laura's balls, she just keeps fighting it. And I respect that. I really respect that. Anyway, Sam has been denied a tag, which means he won't be home this autumn. Apparently, there's too much of a risk to, quotes, serious harm for him to be at home with a tag and a curfew. So he's got to stay in prison for the full bit. He's doing 2 years. These people, it's treachery. It's absolute treachery. The damage it will be doing to those children is what you should be concerned about. What do they think he's going to do? Like sneak out in the night and dare to put political opinions up on stickers that, as barely the size of a postage stamp on lampposts? Oh, the whole place is falling down. They're terrified. They're terrified of people sticking up for their nation. So yeah, it's treacherous. It's treacherous and it's ugly and it's not surprising, unfortunately. Anglo drops in with another 5-bit. He says this: Olympic opening ceremony was absolutely degenerate. You would have loved it. Only joking, mate. Well, I didn't see that. But are you what? In what way? What was it? I mean, I do have a problem with the right and degeneracy. I think it can become very prudish, and I think that, if you're trying to create a movement, you're not gonna. It's very unappealing to a movement to sort of come across as being prudes, especially in a you've got to remember the culture these people have grown up in. Now, I'm not saying it should be promoted, but I think it's well down the line of things we should be engaging with. I mean, it's funny, really, how badly feminism has lost. We talked about it on the Bawley stream, I think, with banning page 3 and ring girls and all that. When I go on YouTube now, on my phone, I go YouTube, it's just a page of semi-naked women shorts. And I think, and it says something like, and I know how these things work. It says something like, wait till the third time, which turns out to be absolutely nothing to do with the video, because the video is just a semi-naked, well, 3/4 naked woman sort of just going, look, I can prove it. Hang on. This could be a bit dodge. Am I actually going to risk this? Oh, I'm halfway through a video, but I can't. I don't need to. You've watched YouTube on your phone. You've probably seen it. It's you can't beat nature. That's why I think there's going to be this huge cultural explosion. Yeah, madness, absolute madness. I will check it out though, Anglo. I'll take it as a tip. I don't really want to take too many tips. Hello, Johnny. Nice to see you. Mr. McCoy's on the firm. How are you, Mark? Raisin Sacks in. Lovely. There's 80 people in, and yet still John Palmer is saying the most. Henry! I'm well behind in the chat, and let me. Hello, Emma. Nice to see thee. Are you watching this year's unusual Olympics? 12:10. You've lost me there, man. I don't know what's going on there. Packer's in. Packer, I see that you're on. You traitor. You traitor. I see that you're on with Rags and Jack. I'll put the invite in, but it might be a bit of a slog for you. I'd love you to come on, actually. I'm really tired. Please do. But if you don't want to, because you'll be doing 2 tonight, then obviously it's always your choice. I've just put the link in. Hello, Special K on acid. Some geezers over here got caught importing a ton of ketamine. And over here, they don't give a shit. It's the old, the photographs with the guilty parties in front of their stash, and all the Cambodian coppers stand around and going, and it's like, oh dear. Apparently, it's quite big out here, but there's not like it's kind of weird. There's not really a drug scene here. There is, but in Thailand, a lot of young people are on ice, methamphetamine. But over here, there is people on it, but it's so small. It's frowned upon. It's looked down upon, and I see more homeless Europeans in Phnom Penh. I don't think I've seen any. Probably because they know where they can go and plot up for the night. Whereas the old barangs come out here. It's a leaving Las Vegas, isn't it? They got laid off or something. They thought they'd come out here and themselves to death. But they sold their passport and didn't quite have enough money to quite do the job. So they just fall asleep. Picard!
Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm on 42. I'm on with later.
Oh, okay. Why did I get that wrong? Oh, because Rags advertised it. That's the link I made. I must admit, I did think the thumbnail was a bit highbrow for Rags. Is that my screen that's really dark? It is, isn't it? Because I've had too many headaches this week for
it's always dark here when I've got the light coming through the window behind me. I can't do
there
nothing
you go.
about
That's all right. Not a problem.
Curtains.
Hello, Rob. Nice to see you. So, what did you make of the Bally G stream, people? It was good fun, wasn't it? We nearly done another one, but I thought in the end, it would be seeking to replicate the original, and it's not. It was
brilliant. One of your best ever.
Yeah,
it was so much fun.
It really was, wasn't it? I mean, what was it? 4.25 hours. I think there was 1,600 people come and went while we were doing it. But yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? When you got your best mate and he's happy to talk. He's got some funny.
He was amazing entertainment value.
Yeah, it's great stuff. He's been making use of the sweet shops over here, though, which I do when I go to Thailand. And we went out for dinner the other night. He was talking any old rubbish, man. I was going, okay. And that's not a judgment. When I go to Thailand, the jazz cigarette scene out there, what used to be a pharmacy now is a jazz cigarette shop. And I talk shit for the whole time I'm there. The difference with what I was partaking, I've said too much, but anyway, it was lovely to see him. It always is. Nice one, Sean. It was it was a pleasure to do. We could have gone on for hours, really, and I was gutted afterwards. So I can't believe we didn't do Anesthetic live, because that lends itself to a guitar and vocal. Another on the Griff Patrol, Bradley. Here's to all the people that think Lucifer literally is thinking, let's fill the Olympics opening ceremony with drag queens. when he could send gamma ray bursts to Earth. I feel like I'm missing out here. I'm not. I don't know what anyone's talking about. Packer, can you translate that at all? Have you?
Yeah, it's a great comment. Yeah, I've no idea what it's on about.
No, nice one, Brad. I can probably guess. So, Brad, was there sort of symbology in the opening ceremony that people have made connections and suggested? Ted, we'll get you on in a minute, mate. I'll bring you on in a minute. That people have suggested that there's Satanist images and all that lark. That's what I'm going to guess anyway. Nice one, Brad. Oh, I've really missed out. Right. Well, it is a call-in. I've put the thing in that it's happened a bit earlier than it usually does because Ted's come in. Watch. Teddy boy.
Easy now.
There you go.
How are we doing?
Well, did you know?
I can answer that question, by the way. I haven't seen it, but I've heard enough today.
Crack on, go.
Full demonic display. So weirdly, if you can remember back to when it was us doing it, and like people have brought this up since, like there was this giant sort of puppet, I guess, of like death with a syringe. This is pre-COVID, yeah.
What? When you say death, you mean like
actual death, the Grim Reaper.
Hang on.
What, in 2012 this was?
Hello, Rags.
I believe so when we did it, yeah. Our opening ceremony.
Okay. Good call. I'll do that. Cheers, Rags.
No problem.
Well, I've got some pictures Rags has sent me of this. Carry on, Ted.
Yeah, so when we did it, it was like almost pre-symbolism of COVID. So they had doctors and nurses in, well, not real, obviously, in outfits, dancing around this giant puppet of death, holding a giant fucking syringe, bro.
This is what
women dressed as nurses dancing.
When you say death, you mean the Grim Reaper?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And so that was our turn. And now France have been like, we're going to do it even better. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to have loads of drag queens and we're going to reenact the Last Supper.
No.
Yeah. Drag queen.
Fucking genuinely. The whole thing was demonic. It was like, that was as if it was like, right, what can we do that's the most anti-Christian thing possible? Right, we're going to do that.
Wow. Just to keep their
Please don't blow us up.
Keep their populace happy. There's a load of boys. Oh, there it is. There's what you're saying. Hang on. I'm not just looking at these people. I will be sharing these with you. Wow. It's exactly what Ted just said. Hang on, people. Let me press a few buttons. We have the technology. We don't have the technology, it would appear. So there's this boycott the Olympic Games image. Hang on. Let me just make that a bit bigger. And it's got the there's your Last Supper at the bottom, and there's what Ted's. Let me just try and work out how to. This is a bit weird. Oh, here we go. Wow. I mean, in a nation where if you draw, of their religious figures, you get gunned down.
Mm-hmm.
It's just wow. Okay, there's a couple more. Let's have a look at a couple more. Cheers, Rags. This is great. A nice one, Ted, for filling us in. Brad, what's your take on it, Bradley? Oh, this bloke's got his bollocks out. He's actually got.
I sat on a train like that once for about 4 stops.
Look at, my gosh. What's the angle? Well, I don't understand what's sporty about it. Or
on the southwest, isn't it?
I mean, you do. Hang on, what's Beauty and the Beast in the same person here on the right? Look at that. Look at him. Look at the one on the right. Hang on. Both Beauty and Beast. I'm a little bit lost for words. Right, let me try and get this back to the. I don't know. I want the old layout. There you go. So you did you watch this live? Thank you, Bradley, for the donation. By the way, mate, it's a horror show. The West, really. Now look, I don't mind. Right, if you see those images,
Like this
if
is going to be. Sorry.
If you're a private dance company or theatre company and you want to put on that show, I think you should have the right to do that. I don't believe in censorship. Crack on. But when it's the Olympic Games, I mean, look at that. It goes back to our Greek history, our European, the origins of our peoples in many ways. And it couldn't really be more divisive. Blogs wants to know if I baited him. I don't know how I would do that. I don't know how I would or why. The answer's
try and show you. There is ours. Oh, let's get it. There you go. Touch the screen. Get it right again. Can you? Well, that's the figure of death with the syringe in the hand. It's difficult to see. I get that.
I just don't I mean, I suppose what it is anything that uses taxpayers' money can be used as a vehicle to spread the message. I suppose that's where we are now. Anything.
There's all your doctors.
Unless it's private.
So it's like a giant baby and loads of medical staff.
Keeping it alive.
Let's zoom in on that medical staff.
Yeah. No, I reckon Ted, the fact that we can't see them is kind of explains your point.
Well, they've all got drips.
It's a funny old world. So
try that with Islam.
Yeah, right.
Give it a go.
Or any other religion, Islam, Judaism, anything, you'd probably get the. You'd get in trouble. Blogs has dropped an entropy. He says, "Stop saying MP3 like a boomer. I'm cringing." Oi, Blogs, see that? There's more. We've
moved on to MP4 now, haven't we, Chris? I mean, clearly.
It's H&K MP5. Give him knighthood. I talk. Viewers react after police officer suspended over. Oh, he's given a. Hang on, what? Hang on. Stop saying MP3 like a boomer. Okay, all right. I'm cringing. It's H&K MP5.
That's a good.
Give him right. He's hang on. What's this? Right. He's given me a link. Oh, hang on. I've got a. I can't show that, Bill. I'll have a look at it later. Though. I appreciate it. He sent me sent me a video of Tim Davis.
Copper.
Yeah, talking about that copper thing, and it's Fast Jet Performance fellow. Obviously says something like, "Give him a knighthood" or something. Nice one, Bill. Appreciate it, man. You want to get yourself an MP3, Bill? You don't need to cringe. You'll be all right. So, did you sit there watching it live, Ted?
Oh God, no! I've not seen it. I just saw photographs on Telegram today. I don't have a television, first of all, and I wouldn't watch that if I did.
Hang on, what is this here? Oh, I'm just looking at a Heckler and Koch MP3. Nice to see you though, Bill. You niggled me, not a problem. Hello, Skin. Nice to see thee. Another donation, very kind. Leon, hello, Leon. I thought the Olympics and Pride were degenerate, and I'm gay. It's gotten too degenerate for the gays. People, Leon, I've told
He's not one of them
somebody-
degenerate gays.
Leon
Just
got
make
kicked
that
out
clear.
of an LGBT alphabet people event for wearing a Trump hat. They kicked him out. You're not allowed to just be gay. That's amazing, isn't it? I mean, what's the suggestion, do you think, Leon? Are they saying, no, you can't be gay and support Trump? That's not possible. They're weird, man. What's it like, Leon? I'll try and Brad. Brad hasn't made a secret of his sexuality. I always ask questions and I tend to miss them in the chat. But it's almost like you've been kicked out of your own club by straight people. It's so weird. Such a weird
straight men.
manner. Yeah. And men dressed up as women and chucking gays out of their own club.
It was men that look like me and you, Chris, marching through the door in dresses, going, right, you lot, out.
This is the gay club. What the fuck are you doing here? What a world. I honestly think, though, nature, this is what I was saying earlier, there's going to be a big cultural revolution. Not that's got bad historical connotations, but I mean this. I think, all the way from high art to pop music, and I don't mean to say that as a downward thing. It could be horizontal, but I just think that the battle at the moment is against nature, and nature will always win that battle. And much like modernist art after photography, I think we're on the cusp of something quite radical within the arts. And I know that sounds strange because most people they think they wrongly assume the arts don't feature in their lives, but the arts are the root of pretty much everything we consume, because they, advertising, marketing, all the aesthetics of the Olympic things we just saw, that all comes from a source, and that's from creative people. But it's a territory where the globalists and the nationalists can still have a relatively fair fight. Now, it's a lot more, not complicated, but I need to go into it a lot more to explain it. So I'm going to do it as a standalone video. But I'm very hopeful, actually. Historically, if you look at the Soviet Revolution, or the Russian Revolution, sorry, and if you have a look at Mao's revolution and not Pol Pot so much, but the Second World War is littered with propaganda and arts and the arts. I know it sounds really poncy and liberal art school, but I'll put my neck on the line, and it might be 10, 15, 20 years because these things take
Second World War and art. Ludwig's just come in.
I don't know what the link is, but it's quite remarkable.
Look up Ludwig Holwein.
Oh, okay. So that's not his real name. I don't know. Oh, I know. Of course, with the skull, the weird angle skull. No, Ted's just rolling. Are you both rolling cigarettes?
Just
Yeah.
Sorry. Your conversation currently is over my level, if you like.
No,
Sorry.
it's not. It's just
I'm
didn't
doing really
really
well,
think.
Ted.
it
I'm shining right now. I've just said a name that Chris don't recognise. This is my moment.
Champion.
I did feel the silence, but it's not over your head. It's just I need a whole video to explain it. I've been writing it out in sections, which I've only ever done for like 4 or 5 videos ever. It just needs explaining better. So we've done Leon's one there. Okay, let me shut that. Thanks, Rags, for the pictures. I will have to get my computer cleansed somehow.
Yeah, and yes, Chris, you managed to catch both of us. We are both rolling.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, I'll tell you what, one of my favourite writers, Kurt Vonnegut, he smoked all his life. And I think he lived till he was about 85 or something. and they said there's an interview with him, and she says, you've never stopped smoking. And he says, no, he said, smoking doesn't kill you. He went, it's just another lie. And then he cracks up with a really half-dead voice. I tell you what, though, that bloke survived Dresden. Oh, man, I was listening to him talking about the pyramids of bodies after Dresden because they were all under. Oh, man, when people throw around war willy-nilly, you really need to listen to some first-hand accounts of people who have actually been involved. It's a fucking...
I think as Brits, we all assume that the worst that was done was the Blitz. We've all obviously seen the photographs and maybe even if there was some video footage at the time, but no.
Oh, and it was a great time, really. Oh, who do you think you're kidding, Mr. But hang on,
Dresden was on another scale.
Is a weird angle. There is a part of me that Bill, thanks for your donation on Entropy as well, mate. Sorry, and thanks for the link as well. And yeah, MP5 is that I needed correcting, but there is an MP3. It's like the original iPod, isn't it? Sometimes I think that humans should possibly always be at war. I know that sounds like a strange thing to say, especially off the back of what I just said. But, I think that when we talk about men and masculinity and sort of the loss of our role socially, I mean, what young kid didn't fantasize about being at war? I used to love playing with my action men, and when you play with an action man, it's not the action man symbolizes you, doesn't it? You're thinking, there I am through the bushes. I don't know, man. I think there's something when you feel like you've got nothing to protect. I don't know. It's a bit of a reach.
I know you're a little bit older than me, Chris, but were you still raised on the likes of the A-Team?
It's fair to say I was. Yeah,
it was guns minus the violence, minus the having
no blood in the A-Team.
So it was like, let's let off 1,000 rounds of machine gun fire, but nobody dies.
Yeah, a bomb goes off under a Jeep, which flips over, and all 6 blokes get up and run away.
Yeah, so if you've grown up with that, you're going to play war, you're going to play whatever. You're not really aware of the actual brutality of war. I don't think we all want to go to war. I don't think that.
I get that. I mean, we were talking the other day about that movie Come and See, and that's a little bit more the brutality of war.
Yeah, I think there are many ways to express masculinity without going fighting. But, I'm not saying that probably breeds the most masculine of people. I'm sure it does, but it also breeds sociopathic behaviors, and some people just can't.
And societies that aren't functioning because they're killing each other.
Yeah.
So. But again, I think that's why the likes of we used to watch a lot of that channel on this show, the underground prize fighting and all that sort of stuff. There's a lot of people with office jobs who want to go and smack the shit out of someone.
Anyone in martial arts, anyone doing that kind of thing. I mean,
my mate's wife and business partner started doing BJJ, and I've got a kicker for BJJ, and wouldn't you know it, she ran off with the BJJ teacher. I mean, rolling around on the floor with a geezer. How would you teach women? I'd just say I can't do it, love, because I'll get an erection. When my penis is pushed in between your open legs, it gets hard. I just know from experience, and they must wear some kind of strappage.
My question to you is, what if you were doing it with a bloke and the same happened? How are you explaining that?
I've certainly questions.
All of a sudden he's pinning you down.
He's got 3 arms. Hang on. There was something. Bollocks. Hang on. I'm being. The Mr. Fused. You can't defeat natural law. There you go, John. And that weirdly is what I'll be talking about in this. I know it sounds weird to think of art as natural, but I managed to make the link somehow. And that's really what globalism attacks. You know, we're tribal, and globalism is the antithesis of tribalism. Hang on, what was I talking about? Thank you, John. What was I talking about what did you just say, Ted? Oh yeah. Right, I've got it. I remember. Right. So Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu over the last 10 years kind of cleaned up, right? It got involved in MMA. The Gracie family. They just, you know, they were the winners of Pride and all, not that Pride, you know, all the early sort of MMA.
One championship, Pride championship.
Yeah. And it was, they, Jiu-Jitsu essentially, or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu dominated mixed martial arts, yeah. Now, I found this channel and I can't find it again. If anyone knows it, let me know in the chat. But there's this geezer, and he spent his life, you know, his adult life studying different martial arts. And the one he done most of is judo. And I'd done a lot of judo as a kid, and it works a treat, especially at school, you know, because it's even as a small kid, you can use other people's strengths against them, and they get scared when you can just throw them over your shoulder or using their weight. Anyway, I watched this video of his, and he says, "Oh man, I wish I could find it. Let me see if I can find it. I know it's a bit downtime, but he says he's been looking at this whole, you know, that in London now there's a Brazilian there's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu club like on the corner of every street. You know, it's the new what karate was in the 70s, you know." And he said, and I'm looking at it now, historically people have called out Aikido because unless the person you're fighting goes along with it, it doesn't work. You know, the way they just grab their hand and twist it, and the bloke does like a double flip and all that. But this fellow who does judo said, with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he says, if you don't get on the floor, they can't do anything. And he's never done any Brazilian, he's never done any BJJ ever. And he gets into this competition. It's a live competition. There's all cameras there. There's audience. And he says, right, I've just been picked. He says, I'm going up against I don't know who it is. It's something like the Norwegian #2 in the world or something. And he just refuses to roll around on the floor with him. He's just not playing. Like, he does a few judo throws, and the other bloke's like, hang on a minute. It's like, what? Hang on. And they're reluctantly giving him the point because he's just thrown him out of the ring. And in the end, they ban him. The referee goes up to him and says, look, if you're not going to play along, there's no point being here. Essentially, that's what he says to him. And for someone like, I mean, I know that in MMA, in the UFC, you want a bit of groundwork, you want a bit of Muay Thai, a bit of Taekwondo, and a bit of boxing. That they're the sort of main ones, aren't they? But if you're just BJJ, just stand up. They just wait for you to fall on them. If anyone knows the channel, or have you seen Lee? You must have seen the videos of him. Steven Seagal just walks around and there's like 5 blokes running at him, and he just sort of puts his finger in their elbow and they take off. It's ridiculous. Now, I'm not saying that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu hasn't got anything going for it. It has. But this video I saw definitely kind of pulled the rug out of it as an all-round. It's not going to help you in a fight if on its own. Maybe they know that. I don't know the ins and outs. I'm not part of the martial arts discourse. But let me see if I can find it.
Just watched a video recently while you're looking for that, Chris, where a fella who was BJJ, I think he was in America somewhere, and someone had like some fella who was a bit off his head had tried to kidnap a pushchair with a baby in it, and he's like wrestling the mother for it, and a bit of a crowd's gathering, but like, you know, he's insistent that it's not hers. She's screaming, "Give me my baby back," and all that. This fella, I mean, he didn't fight the guy. That's worth saying, because, you know, what you've been saying. But he sort of went round the back of him, took him in a hold, brought him to the ground, and just put him in a docile hold. Had him for half an hour. Just guy couldn't do anything. Police took ages, obviously half an hour to come. But it's pretty difficult. Like, once they've got hold of you, like, even if they get hold of you and you both stood up, they know all the trip routines to send you to the ground.
Okay.
Just like the judo guys know how to roll you, they have ways of getting you to the ground.
Okay.
When you're there, they're like a fucking python. They'll just tie you up.
Yeah, I found it. Now, this isn't it. This isn't it. Right. So, nice one, Ted. That has certainly added. So most of you, if you're interested in martial arts, you'll know the channel I'm about to talk to. Nice one, Dave. Hope you're well, son. Dave's Waffle House there, people. Don't forget he's got a channel. I don't think this is the exact... This is right. So if you're into martial arts anyway, you'll know this channel. It's called Mind Smash. Now, the bloke who presents it is a bit unpleasant. He's like, "Thank you for letting us take part in," you know, it's just really over the top. I haven't seen this, but it is the sort of thing I'm talking about. We should be able to get away with it because it's another, it's only 30 seconds long. It's judo versus jiu-jitsu. Oh, I don't think it is the same one.
Billy's entropy'd you again.
All right, nice one, Bill. I'll have a look, son. Right, I think it's the right bloke, though. It's a bloke in the white. I know you can't see anything at the moment. Bill, I'm on to that. I'll be there in a moment. It is definitely the same bloke. I forgot to put the sound on. Let's try again. So the bloke in the white is a judo bloke, and the bloke in the blue is a jiu-jitsu bloke. So the bloke in the blue... I mean, when I studied judo, though, we used to do groundwork. But what he says is, if you refuse to go down... Anyway, let's have a look. I haven't seen this, but it is the same bloke. Here we go.
Jiu-jitsu, Paul in the blue gi, Jeff Lawson in the white.
Hello. Here we have a jiu-jitsu black belt in blue and a judo black belt in white. The first thing that happens is the jiu-jitsu black belt, he enters horse riding stance and moves off to the side. The jiu-jitsu black belt does not have the most powerful blast double, and so naturally, easily, the judo black belt, he posts out of reach. Doesn't get the double.
To take down and full resist.
That was called a one-arm shoulder throw. He put one arm on the collar, the other arm on the outside of his opponent's arm, and then he turned his hip in, turned in, and that rotated.
And you can do that with someone twice your weight. Necessary.
I'm going to step.
It's all gone somewhere I didn't want it to go. But listen, look out for that fella, people, because he goes to these competitions and they just ban him from fighting because they say you're not playing along. And I wouldn't want to learn to fight where you have to have the other person to play along. There you go. Ted, have you got anything you want to talk about, mate?
Nothing pressing, really. What you guys were on about.
You can stay there. I'm going to put the invite. Let's get someone else on as well. Let's try the Magic 4 because I haven't got a lot to offer, and I've realised that every time I've tried to say something, it doesn't make any sense.
I did.
So I'm going to put the link in the chat, people. If someone else wants to join us, feel free. Ted, have you been out on the water lately?
No. Me business partner Ryan's over in America, so it's kind of work. No.
Yeah, tell me about it. I've done 6 weeks of my work and customer service work. Now, I'll tell you one thing, though. I hate customer service work. Absolutely hate it. But I learned so much. It was good to go back, to be talking to customers again. And I've had 3 or 4 that she's back now, the girl who was off. And I've had one meeting with them. I've changed the signatures so that when they write a message, there's a different signature now that says, basically it says, we are here. We've got a team of very experienced lockpickers that are always available. Words to the effect of this, always available to help you with any questions you might have. Your journey with us doesn't end at purchase. We're here for as long as you need us for any questions, so do not hesitate to ask. That's already shown. That's already worked. We've already seen people ask, and then that turns into sales. And also just teaching them how to turn negative criticism into positive criticism, and then get a customer for life. Stuff that I knew really, but had just forgotten about.
That last sentence you just said just reminded me of being in training early on in sales.
There you go. Yeah.
Just like, oh shit, I've heard that before. Exactly that.
But you can't, when you're not doing that sort of work and you're at the other end, you don't pass that stuff on to your customer service. Don't see themselves as sales, whereas actually that doesn't make sense really. Customer service, when they're asking about tool and technique details, is obviously sales, but they get passed on to me and 2 other people so that then we do the sales. Yeah. But Otto's coming on lovely. But when people are complaining, when people have got a problem, they're the ones that you need to put the work into, and then they'll leave you good reviews. Someone who started off saying, fuck you, you scamming bastard, where's my fucking tools? 2 or 3 well-crafted messages, they're apologizing to you. And I'd forgot all that stuff. Otto!
Hello.
You look very different. You've got you used to have a thinner beard, and you've gone for the full.
I know, yeah.
Special forces. You're looking amazing. Are you lifting
it's nice
weights
weather as well. So no, just
eating.
No, not just yet.
On the carnival.
The tits went away.
You look completely different.
Older. It was my birthday yesterday, so.
How old were you?
53.
53 in the chat for Otto, people. Look at him. Yeah. Look at that great European stock. Look at that. I can't believe it. When you last come on here, I had you like a hippie with like one of those wizard beards.
No. Well, I'm sort of.
Were you not?
Sort of hippie.
Have I got that wrong? Have I got a false memory? Seriously?
No, but I did have this like long cat weasel type thing, didn't I? But
yeah, you remind me of someone.
That face should be on a coin.
Look at that! What a compliment! What an absolute compliment! Look at Anglo. Anglo didn't put 53 in. Look at that.
Yeah, getting older.
I'm agreed with you. Oi, Otto, stop. Just take the many compliments coming your way.
Yeah. How can it's no female compliments? It's only blokes.
Only blokes appreciate a beard of such caliber.
Yeah. Nate's thrown a spanner in the works, but someone's got to. It only raises the others. How are you, Nate? Hope you're well. So Otto, if you might have come on to say something in particular, but if so,
no, just show my face and
all right. But
yeah.
what I want to ask you, there was a turnaround. You've been very much. I'm not doing women. I've had enough of that.
No, God,
quite a long time.
Please don't.
But there was a stream. I can't remember when it was, and you started talking about your type or something, or I put some picture up, and you were like, "Yeah, wood tap," and it was like a chink in your armor. That makes it sound like it was you were trying to hide it. It did seem like. I don't know what the word is. You confess to having desires.
Did I? For what? You're a bit worried what I said now.
Are you never going to have a relationship again?
Oh, yeah, I want. Yeah, I'd like to, but it's also crazy now. You know, the cultural Marxism has like poisoned the relationship world so much. It's just ridiculous out here now, Chris. I mean, you know, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. So they say. I mean, you know, never say never, but it's just so crazy. I did have a girlfriend a while ago, but she was like batshit crazy, full. I think she had bipolar or something. That's my armchair diagnosis. I don't know, but madness.
But women have been terrorized by types of feminism and all this stuff.
Oh,
you know,
it's like mental illness, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, they don't know who they are. The men have lost their identity. So have women. And then if you put not all of them, obviously, but if you put two people together who are unsure of, you know, their role in the world, that will, you know, that's not, you know,
it's not good for men or women, is it? It's not good for anybody. and that's the point.
You could walk into a bar and just take your pick, just fucking get your acts out and go, "You're coming home with me, darling." A couple of flagons of ale.
I wish it was like that. Yeah, no, it's
you want to get yourself over here, mate.
Yeah, well, that's what I want to do. Yeah, well, my house is being sold now. It's in the process of being sold. So when that goes, I mean, I can just fuck off anywhere, can't I? I mean.
And you haven't been, that hasn't been stolen from you by the courts, no?
No, that is the only battle that I actually won. The final one of who gets what in the house, and so I did actually win that. So
wow.
So I get I do. Yeah, I did actually I lost everything else, but at least I didn't lose all my house. So
the
judge came through there. Yeah.
So you will have a few quid to sort of make mate. If you want to come out here, let us know.
I'm pretty flush when that sells. Yeah. I'm still living in my cabin here, but yeah, no, when that sells, I'm sorted, and I can't wait for it to go because I think that this country is just like a sinking ship, and it feels like I'm selling a cabin on the post bloody iceberg like Titanic, you know. It really does.
It feels horrible to say, doesn't it? I know people get angry with me when I say that, and it's all right for you, but
yeah.
But my missus wants to see England. She's like, I want to see where you come from. Yeah, but I said it ain't there anymore. I take you back to
it is.
But my hometown isn't.
No, it's right. I mean, it's still here, but yeah, it's going. It can't last, can it? You know, the Orcs are flooding in. But I went to Scotland for the first time the other week. Took my bike up there. That was lovely. Still, it's beautiful. So
you mean motorbike, right?
Yeah, motorbike. Yeah, did the old North Coast 500
up the M4.
Scotland's quite a ride.
Yeah, I did about 2,000 miles. Yeah, no,
that's where those guns come from.
But it wasn't. I didn't see a lot of diversity and bullshit. I mean, I never went to the cities though. But no, it looked lovely. It's beautiful. Yeah, so that's another.
Foreign Minister, white. Well, I think Scotland's something ridiculous, like 92% Scottish.
Yeah, well, isn't it? So far, but I don't know how long that can, how long those figures can last under the old Starmageddon. But
I can't get over how you look. I'm trying
Really?
to think who you remind me of. Someone I've seen recently. No. It's a nice thing. It's not.
I'll get compared to so many people. There's a wrestler called Triple H. I don't know who he is, but I'll better get.
Let's find out.
Triple H, yeah.
I'm just aware that me and Packer, we didn't get any of this.
Yeah, but hang on.
Oh, we're Southerners, so me and Chris are Southerners. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Ted, you've had your fair amount of praise in the last few videos. Packer gets it every time he's on, which is nearly every video. Otto hasn't been on for about 3 years. Good.
No, it's been a while. I mean, yeah, that's why I thought I should show my face, you know.
I'm only messing, mate.
No,
I know. I tell you what, you ain't far off there, young Otto. I'll put a picture of that up on the screen. I mean, it's
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to look like him, but
no, it's quite amazing actually. Have a look at it.
Have you got?
But when I last saw you, also Otto, you looked very. I mean, I've been there as well. We all our faces change all the time as we get older. But you were very drawn, and I think the thin beard made you look a little bit more drawn. You look like some special ops kind of character now. It's crazy.
I was still going through all that divorce bullshit then, so I probably was gaunt and haggard, So that takes a lot out of it.
It really
so I don't
does.
want to look like him, but he does look like me, doesn't he?
He really does. You got nothing to complain about there, man.
It looks like a human bulldog or something. Yeah.
There you go. Just fetch yourself a lady. Hello, Linda Hunter. Talking about ladies. Didn't Otto have a Didn't Otto have a semi-decent result on his ongoing harassals? Well, it sounds like he got his property, but
I got the property. I still haven't seen my kids, and I lost everything else, but I managed to get a big chunk of the house. But it's just the way it is. But I mean, that's a good thing. When it goes, at least I can. I mean, I might just, just book a ticket to like Southeast Asia.
Mate, you'll love it. If you do, let me know because I can grease the cogs a bit for you. Because if you know where to go, and I can just make it easier for you. And I want that.
Well, definitely
because they will try and take you for a ride if how much is the tuk-tuk from the airport. They'll sell you $50. How do you know if it isn't?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's right. Especially on the first few days, you'd get
as soon as you step off,
left, right, and centre.
Mumford got given a dodgy $100 note, right? But he tried to spend it in Super Duper, and they caught him.
They tried to arrest him or something.
His photo, they have like a rogues gallery on the window, to avoid, and he'll be. He said to me, the manager come down, took a photo of him, cut up the note, and when he said, but hang on, right, let me pedal back a bit. So Paul's got this $100 note, and he's got the tuk-tuk somewhere, and he's realised that the tuk-tuk's about $5, and there's no way a tuk-tuk driver's got $95 on him, not a chance. And so he said to him, I've only got $100. And the bloke said, well, I can take you and we can change it. So all the pawn brokers, they're up late at night for the ice addicts who steal phones, and they'll change money for you. They'll change $100 for you for 50 cents. So you'll get $99.50 for your 100. If you're Khmer. If you're not, they do the old paint it red flag, which is where they've got their fake hundreds on the desk. When you give them your 100, they just switch it and go, I can't accept that.
Shit.
And it says on it, this is a copy. And the reason they have them out here, and the reason there's so many of them, is you can buy them in the market, stacks of them, because at funerals they put stacks of fake $100 bills on the tombs. It's quite a weird thing. So Ball, instead of just taking it, he thought, I can't have that. I'm going to have to get rid of this. Now, you don't try and get rid of it in a supermarket with like scanners, lights. And
it's the wrong thing to do.
The funny thing is, Otto, I had another mate come out here. He come out of his hotel, and the tuk-tuk driver said, "You need tuk-tuk?" And he went, "I don't know where I'm going." And the man said, "Can take you tour. And so he went, "All right." And he's got in there, and he's taken him one place, waited for like 30 minutes. And my mates had a look around this place, got back in, taking him another place, had a look, taking him to the final place. While he's in the final place, he got a phone call from another mate he's got out here. And he went, "What you up to?" He said, "I'm doing this sort of weird tour. I've been to a few different places." And he said, "How much is he charging you?" He said, "I think it was $15, which is a little bit steep, but 10, 15 you'd expect to pay." And so Trevor, he thought, right, I'm not getting ripped off. So he went out the back of the museum and just ran away.
Oh, shit.
He's walking down this road here, my road, back to his hotel, and the tuk-tuk drivers found him. He's running now from the tuk-tuk driver. The tuk-tuk driver, strapping ex-Khmer Rouge murderer, covered in scars, chasing him down the road. Actually, literally collared him, got hold of him.
Oh my God.
Yeah, took his wallet out of his pocket. "There's what you owe me. That's for the hassle, and I'll have that and all gone."
Oh. Yeah, and what can you do? You can't go to the police, can you? Because they won't give a fuck, and they'll probably put you in jail. Yeah.
I haven't had any problem. Just don't be an idiot. I mean, the geezer. I suppose what he didn't realise is the bloke plots up outside that hotel. That's his plot. That's where he works. He gets the work from that hotel. So he was making his way back there. And of course, so was my mate Trevor.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's going to be there all the time as well, isn't he? So,
yeah. The next morning when he comes out, he's going to be there.
Well, yeah. Yeah. But,
so I hope I haven't given you a bad impression.
I mean, you expect it, don't you? I mean, that's what I do. If I come out there, if you just give me the rundown on etiquette and how not to get fleeced, that'd be great.
It's easy, really. Just there's a couple of basic rules, and that's it. But look at you. You look like Odin. You're going to be fine.
Well,
hello, Baz. Did I just see James from Philadelphia in the chat? There he is. Yeah. Apparently not. How are you, son? So, plans, Otto. What's happening? Excuse me.
Plans?
Hang on. Yeah. What are you just waiting for this house sale now?
Yeah, my plans really live until I die. Really, that's my plan.
Well, that's certainly going to happen. So
it's it. I mean, just no real plan. Just no real plan, really. Just.
Otto, would you like to fall in love? That's not an offer.
Oh yeah. Well, oh shit. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, everybody does, don't they? I mean, but yeah, everybody does. But it's, of course, it's not widely available to everybody, is it? So.
When you told me that last time, I agreed.
I don't think I really believe in it anymore, to be honest. I think it's just a Disney dream. I don't think it really exists.
I think you're right. I think the culture industry has given us an idea of a romantic relationship which is just perfect, and that ain't what it's about. It is hard work at times. But we do need intimacy, I think. I think it's a basic human need.
I sure miss intimacy, that's for sure, yeah. But I'm certainly not alone though in that. But what I say is never say never. It's nothing on the horizon, but never say never. You never know what. I don't give up. But I'm not out there trying. I just. Whatever happens, I don't. I'm past caring now, to be honest.
Otto, do you do anything? Do you have any sort of like passions?
Yeah, I've got loads. Like motorcycles, cycling, walking, reading.
So you drove your motorbike all the way to Scotland?
Yeah, from Kent to Whitstable to all the way at the top.
Whitstable. There's a lot of junkies in Whitstable, isn't there? Well, you know that probably more.
It's all
than me.
full of. I don't know. It's all full of. It probably. I don't know about that. It's probably like down from London's now. All those poncy, arty London types.
Oh, is it?
But yeah, I fucking hate them. I do.
I've got this big WWF bloke looking at me on the other screen. I'm just thinking, because it's where do you meet women in England? Where do you go?
Well, I don't meet them anywhere, but
do you go out drinking and all that?
No, I don't really. No, I'm a boring old bastard. I don't really go to pubs drinking, and
no, I don't drink.
No, it's just
too old.
Yeah, in the younger days, it was like peer pressure, and you did it. I never enjoyed it. It's like nightclubs. When you're younger, you say it's all peer pressure, but I never enjoyed it. And I'd occasionally I go to Weatherspoons with a mate or something, but yeah, I don't go to pubs.
I think it's fair to say I've never enjoyed a club ever.
No, I've certainly been loads of times, but yeah, I've never enjoyed it. It's just
I like to talk to people when I go out.
Oh, you can't because you're just shouting, isn't it?
Yeah, you just sit there going, I said, are you
Breathing
all right?
someone, that's right. Yeah, it's nasty, isn't it? Yeah. I remember back in the day as well, it used to be like smoke, come out. I don't even smoke, and you come out and it feels like you've had like 12 boxes of bags, you know. But
I liked all that though. If you're going to the boozer, you're not really a health freak, are you? For fuck's sake. Oh, get rid of all these smoke.
No, I'm not.
Double vodka, please.
I do my best so I don't have to go to hospitals, but or see the doctor. But yeah, I'm not but I try and stay healthy. But you know, I'm not.
How long does it take you to drive your motorbike from Whitstable to where did you go? Edinburgh?
Well, on the way there, I stopped in like Derbyshire, Matlock, Derbyshire, County Durham, and then Scotland. But on the way back, I just went from
I thought County Durham was in Ireland.
Am I wrong? It's near County. I might be wrong. It's near Scotland, near Newcastle. Where is it? Am I right? Who knows?
Yeah, bro. South of Newcastle.
That's it. Yeah. Near
the first county above North Yorkshire.
Yeah. On the way back, I went from Fort William to Kent in one go. So that's like, that's about 570 miles. I did it in one go, and that was pretty full on.
And what's your kind of average speed in Minecraft?
The motorways are all fucked. So average speed was about 50 mile an hour.
Really?
There's all cameras. Everything's fucked. It's 50 mile an hour. The motorways here at the moment are completely fucked, and I think it's by design. They want. So I'm sure it's to like you just get so pissed off of going anywhere. You just think. I think it's all a build up to the. I think it's all a build up to the 15-minute cities. They just, everyone's just pissed off of using the motorways going anywhere, so they just be quite happy just to stay local. That's my theory, anyway.
Otto, would you consider relocating if you were?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't need to get into how much you're going to get, but if you went travelling, I mean, if you got an international license or does it work like that? I know that out here, if you've got an international, no, not here. You can ride a motorbike here without a license, but you could.
So, ladies in the chat, if you're conservative, single, Otto here is going to be sitting on a large money.
Hang on, what did I miss back there?
I said to ladies in the chat, if you're conservative and single, Otto is going to be sitting on a large pile of money, and if you like travel,
that's it. The only criteria is you've got to have a pulse. That's all. It's not.
You're fucking hell.
I might even slip the pulse as well. Actually, yeah.
Aye.
I've definitely been single for longer than Otto, and I'm going to say you don't need to resort to that.
It ain't worth it. I've had it twice. Anyway, it's been quite a clean stream up until then. So I tell you what, my auntie is Spanish. My cousins are all Spanish. I've got this weird, since my mother died, I've got a lot closer to them weirdly, which is, nice. But she said that she went to Andorra, which I think is near Switzerland. It's a country.
Yeah. It's one of those.
fucking beautiful.
It's one of those tiny, it's one of those little principality places.
That's it.
Isn't it? Yeah.
And it's all at the bottom of like these beautiful mountains, little streams.
Mm.
And
Like a
she
tax
said
haven
to
or
me,
something.
I don't know if it is actually. I've been looking into that lately, but I said to her that, and she sent me loads of photos, like, you know, you expect from your aunt, and you open your WhatsApp and it's like you've got 50 new messages, and it's just like, okay, yeah, they were great. But I told her, I said, "Oh, that looks lovely." She said, "Yeah, you go and look at the house prices, and
Cool,
you
yeah.
realise why it's lovely." You know, it's
Well,
like this.
it's like the Isle of Man and places like that. I mean, I think they're tax havens, like Monaco. So yeah, it's not for the likes of us.
I've got to talk a little bit about investing in a minute, actually. Ted, have you got anything you want to add? I'm going to out you two, and
I'm
there's
more than
some
happy to
people
get away,
knocking on
lad.
the door, and there's some super chats to talk out. Ted, always a pleasure, mate. Thanks for coming on. Can we have a tea in the chat for Ted, please, people? Look after yourselves, Ted.
Take it easy. See you later.
Mate.
Should I clear off as well?
But we'll give you a proper send off as we do.
Okie dokie.
I'm
clear the decks for some new blood.
Hang on a minute. What's Ted doing? Is he writing something?
No, I'm just you're going to sign me out, aren't you? I don't need to do it at my end,
I'll
do I?
do it for you. Ted, look after yourself, son. Lovely to see you.
See you later, Scrubs.
I've forgotten how you do it.
Mate.
He got bored and done it himself in the end. Ted, if you can still hear me, much appreciated for filling me in on the Olympics, though, because that was I think that's why you initially come on. Otto, thanks for coming on, and I'll tell you what, it's been it's very encouraging. You're like a different bloke.
Yeah. I mean, it's going all right. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
it is okay. Going all right. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm really happy. Really happy. I mean, it's your life. You do what you do, but I didn't like that unloved Otto, and I saw that change.
Yeah, I was going for a pretty tough old time then, you know. But yeah, things are, you know, stabilised, and yeah, could be worse.
Well, good luck to you, man. It's certainly aesthetically, it looks like things are turning round.
Yeah.
You look after yourself. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. Look after yourself. Put an O or an Otto in the chat for Otto. Ta-da, mate. Ta-da. Bloody alpaca. Well, that was Ted and Otto. What a couple of fine specimens of men. What do you make of Otto's transformation?
It's lovely, isn't it?
You would think it was a different bloke, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, I did. I thought it was an imposter. Incredible stuff. Right, I'm with Bill. I know there's another one in the entropy. Bill says, "Tell him I'm glad to see he's bounced back." I mean, it's easy for the likes of me to say, "Come on, Otto, sort it out," but you know, he's had all that ex-wife turn the kids against him. I can't imagine that. Would I? I don't even know. I don't even. It's all very well giving people advice. Oh, cheer up, you'll be all right. But imagine raising children and then. Yeah, I don't know if I could. I don't know what I'd do because I haven't been there.
Very hard. I've had that. I didn't see my daughter for 8 years. So
I mean, I don't. It really. It's his story to tell, but because he's told it here before, she's turned them against him. As far as
the last time I saw my daughter, or the only time I saw my daughter during them 8 years, I was behind them in another car, and her mum got her to turn around and flick the V's at me out the back window.
Wow. No, that's difficult. That you know, but I can't patronize, and you know, you can't even imagine. I haven't even got children, so I haven't even got the first step out of the way, let alone having them turned against you. You know, that's got to take a lot of acceptance. You know, you've really got.
Well, the thing is, right? The thing is, now I have got a beautiful, strong, lovely relationship with my daughter
and wife. Beautiful, strong. Large-breasted. Sorry, I heard that. You sent the photo, not that one. The one he knows about. Go on, son. You'll be all right. Hello, Sally. How are you, love? Sally from Dartford. Fly that flag. Right. I'm going to move on before I get in trouble from Packers Misses. John Hughes drops another Lady Godiva. I heard they defaced a pagan site today in Ireland with Palestinian flags. It's not just Christianity, it's Western culture under attack. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean, I can't argue. I mean, I don't think I say these things because I want to be optimistic, because pessimism it damages you. Nice one, John, for the donation and bringing that up. But things can change quite rapidly in nations. You know, England's decline might work in our favour in the long run. I mean, I'll sort of encrypt it, but they ain't there for the weather. Let's just say that. And you'll be surprised how quickly people will move when they get the feeling that the sort of national attitude is changing. It's happened many times. I saw. Oh, hang on, let me. I've got to. Hang on, give me a couple of seconds. I know there's a couple of super chats. I'll do those in a minute. Much appreciated. Hang on, because someone told me something, and it's Gavin Bobby's prediction coming true. I can't remember the exact example, but I've got a mate. He's in construction. He's got a few different like plumbing, carpentry, window fitting, locksmithing. I think that's my link to him. But they've now got, and it's off the books because they'll get shut down. It's off the books. But there's areas marked on their map of their area where they don't go. They won't go and do work there anymore. And that's what Gavin Bobby said will happen. Because when you go there and all your tools get nicked, when you go there and they don't pay you, actually, it was a postman. It was a postman, and he was just getting robbed all the time. And so now people won't go there, and they can't get people to fill those jobs. And when they gave it to people of the same, type, well, they just didn't do the work. They just dumped them over a wall. And so you can see how when you've got a nation that's breaking up into different tribes, well, unless they're going to do their own plumbing, unless they're going to do their own, and it will eventually be policing as well. We've all seen the old Bill running away. Remember those videos from last year in Hackney where the gaffers turned up, all mob-handed, got out their vans and then just got back in them and fucked off.
It'll be exactly where they came from, except with English weather. Eventually.
Yeah. And it's at that point where you think, well, we might as well fuck off back home because the money's running out. The money is running out. The welfare's running out. It's all getting diluted. You can't. It's basic economics will not let open borders work. That's a fact. Unless you're a completely globalist planet where all the money goes into one pot, then you can have open borders. But that's not going to happen. That won't happen ever. And I'll tell you why that won't happen. Ironically, because countries like England don't want to give their money away. Countries like America don't want to. They give it all that. The Democrats give it all that. But at base, they don't want to give the money away. They don't want to be globalists because they'll balance out the ratio of people to areas and they'll realize that most of the world's money would end up in Africa. And they'll be like, it's a yes, no. We'll call it yes, no. So, many things can happen. Let me have a look at these super chats. Nice one, John, for that one. Jimmy, where's the link? Let's get James on. Right, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I've done an hour and 40. We'll get James on. I think he probably will be the last guest because I am fucked, people. Apologies, but I did want to do a stream because, you have cheered me up, you lovely bastards. James, I'll put it in now. So just keep your old man's eyes, you dirty old bastard. Don't know why that tickled me. Look at Packer. He had a little smile. Keep me thinking I'm sane. Right, hang on, James. Don't look yet. I haven't put it in there. You'll be there for hours. Here we are, James. I'm going to put your name before it in capitals. I feel like I'm making it easy for the help the aged. I'll bet he's swearing and throwing things.
They're going to be so angry by the time he gets here.
Nah, he's not an angry man. Well, he will be, but it's usually about someone else. I've fucking done some fucking gardening today. Yeah, James, I've put Jimmy and then the link. Bosh. Thanks for the donation, James. Machano Kushapanasha Tutu. Blogs in Entropy said, that's what went wrong. They blasted the peas with an MP3. The clip was the conclusion of the extreme dance-off. The cops won, but the other peas grassed them up for the right. That's going on the screen because I haven't got a fucking Danny. 100% niggling. Check this out. Hello, youngster. You all right, son? I was about to say something so bad then. I'm
We've got here just in time for Jimmy to turn the air blue. Are you all right, Jimmy?
What's up?
James from Philadelphia. James, can you just hold up 1 second? Well, it's going to be more than 1 second, but I just want to put a comment on the screen that how the fuck do you do this? I don't know how to work my own computer. Hang on, let me start again. Right. No, we're all still here. Everything good. Right. Present. Right, put that in there. I need a little bit of help with the niggler's comment. Share screen. You get comfortable, James. Nice to see you. Right, here we go, people. This is from the niggler. Billy and the blogs, the niggler. What the fuck is he talking about? Packer, you want to read that out, mate?
That's what went wrong. They blasted the peas with an MP3. The clip was in the conclusion of the extreme dance-off. The cops won, but the other peas grassed them up for moves that regime frowns upon. Health and safety. He's talking about the Manchester Airport incident, I believe.
Okay, so I thought when he said clip, I thought he meant like magazine.
No. It's the clip of the bit that you've seen. You've probably seen. You haven't seen the whole thing.
But dance off.
Yeah, extreme.
You're making me in it look like the articulation champion. Bill, thank you, man. I'll have a think about that afterwards. Anyone else can feel free to respond to that. I haven't seen the clip yet, though, Bill, and I haven't been around that discourse. But you've lived up to your name beautifully. Right. Thank you, James, for your patience. How the devil are you? Why aren't we all side to side? That's what
I see you're cracking yourself the fuck up there at the end there.
I don't know what's going on. I haven't got the energy to be able to concentrate on things at the moment, James. So it's a bit tricky. But it's
Call me old. What do I get, about 10 years on you?
I was making myself laugh then. Yeah. I don't know why. I think Lee's talking about Otto here. Great to see you more positive, bro. Brilliant. Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. What have you been up to, James? Been doing any acid?
No, I'm going to wait till the winter because I don't like doing it in the heat.
It's hot out there at the moment, is it?
What's that?
It's hot out there at the moment, is it?
Yeah, and I want to do it. I want to go hiking. I don't want to just sit around and veg out. You know what I mean? Like I want to go hiking because that's what I was doing before. Because you do it in the morning, and by 1 o'clock you're good, and you don't miss sleep. You know what I mean? So it's best to do it in nature. So, but I'm 14
as a young man, I used to. I didn't like doing it in nature. I liked to do it. I like to go to shopping centres and all that. because of the way I was thinking at the time. But as I got older, I haven't done any psychedelics for decades, but I think I'm going to. I've been quite scared of them. You know, for someone who'd done as much as I did.
I was a little scared too.
But someone said to me, I said, I'm too scared. I've got too much going on. And he said, that's why you should do it, because it'll dust those cobwebs away and you'll actually have to have a look. Yeah. It's easy when you're 22, isn't it? You've got nothing happening. You know, you're at college.
You know, the only thing to be afraid of, that if you go and do some kind of heroic dose, you know, you might wig out. I told you about the LSD police, right? And I took 5 hits.
I don't know what that meant.
Okay, so I take 5 hits of this fantastic shit that I got, right?
What, blotters or liquid?
It was gel tabs, right?
Okay. We call them window panes in England.
Right. So now, as you know, as you take LSD, there's a little bit of anxiety before you really start tripping. But that's multiplied by how much you take. So I'm laying in the bed, chilling, deep breathing, and all of a sudden I wake up. Apparently I passed out, and I woke up 4 hours later to fractalization. 50 of here you are, 50 of everything. And I'm like, oh,
proper like the Mandelbrot set.
Yeah. I mean, it was fucking nuts. And at first I didn't know what was happening to me. And I was like, oh, that's right. I dropped that acid, right? So, so I start to live in this cartoon land. And there's these 3 smoking hot women. There's a black girl, there's a blonde, and some Arabian chick. I don't know why she's Arabian. It's my delusion. I don't fucking know. But they're wearing these full-length leather suits, and they're the LSD police. They're looking for me because I'm tripping, right? And they're in this James Bond-like van, and they got this device that can not only find me, but it could possibly kill me, right? So my heart starts hurting, right? And I'm thinking they're getting closer, right? Really, I'm having a fucking panic attack, right? And I start going on the floor. I can't breathe. And I remember when I was like 13, the first time I tripped, this hippie sold to me. He said, listen, kid, if you ever have a bad trip, just keep telling yourself, it's only the acid. It's only the acid. How I remembered this 50 years later, I'll never fucking know. But
it can sometimes be difficult to remember what it's only the acid when you don't know what acid is, when you don't know what words are.
It was sage advice because I'm on the ground like it's only acid. And then it subsides, right?
Yeah.
And then
it's interesting though, James, because with ayahuasca, which essentially DMT, and with fly agaric, you know, the red and white mushroom, both of those you go to sleep before the trip, don't you? Like, I certainly with fly agaric, the idea is
you don't sleep. DMT, you don't sleep.
No, not DMT, the ayahuasca. When they do the ceremony, they lay you down and you
I don't know that you go to sleep. I hear that you get sick. You get real sick. And you drink
a bucket, yeah. And there's some Mexican running around. You going, no.
Yeah, they got a little bucket for you and shit. And you got a shaman.
Give me another $1,000.
Who the fuck needs a shaman? Who the fuck needs a shaman? Come on.
But no, I'm with you on that, James. I mean, there's so much rip-offs in that whole scene. You have to go to Brazil, you have to pay them, and just give me the drugs. I know, I'll take it.
Actually, I researched this. There's places in the U.S. you can go. It's like $800. $800.
There's a Church of Ayahuasca in London, and apparently they're licensed to give you it. I will say this though, with ayahuasca. So for people who don't know, the active ingredient is DMT, which is a psychedelic. But
you have that in your brain.
Yeah, but you have to make it. They have to find 2 different drugs in the Amazon and put them together. How the fuck they knew? It must have been whether it was luck or it must have been luck. I doubt anyone woke up and said, right, let's go through every single plant and mix it with every single other plant.
Well, it's the same thing with every other fucking invention. Look at all the drugs, how they've come upon to solve this problem. They figured out how to solve that problem.
Are you sure that isn't exactly what they did?
What?
Just start mixing every single plant with every single plant to see what they got?
I
somewhere.
don't know, because apparently in the Amazon, if you throw a square, I can't remember what they're called, we used to have them at school. If you throw one of them, there's about 30 insects that haven't even been archived yet. It's like proper wild out there. I went out to the Amazon once. We were going down the Amazon in this little boat, and the bloke put his hand in the water and he come out with this seals. And it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen, this little tiny seals. And I was like, fuck me. And we were smoking crack with the bloke who was driving the boat. And he went, you like it? You like it? I went, it's beautiful. And he held it by its tail, whacked its head on the side of the boat. And he said, here, he said, take it home and dry it, and it will just be a skeleton. It was like, you've got your tourist angle slightly up the wrong way here. But I was worried about it dying, like drowning itself from being out of the water. He just went.
I think he does that to families with kids as well.
Right, hang on. A couple of super chats I've missed. Thanks, Bill, for that one. Hang on. Right, we've done the pagan one. Oh, James, thanks for that, for the link one. Cranky Lockpicker. Oi, Cranks. Friday, next Friday, obviously, because it would have been yesterday, 5 o'clock UK time. So I don't know. Oh, you're UK, aren't you? Lady Locks is coming on, lockpicking legend. It's a leashy picking masterclass. Don't miss that one, because it will be doing vehicle leashes, pin cylinder leashes, and even those dimple leashes. You're a member anyway, so just look out for the notifications. It'll be a cracking stream. Nice one for that generous donation, and everyone who's donated as usual. Fantastic, amazing. James, fill us with more of your philosophical wonderment and wisdom.
Well, you brought up a story. So I used to live with this guy that had a chicken coop, right? So he wanted me to go with him to get some more chickens, right? So we go to this place, right? And they got a lamb running around this little area, right? It's inside, but there's straw and stuff, right? There's this guy wearing a turban. And George says to the guy, he's like, can I see that lamb over there? And the fucking thing's running all around. He grabs this fucking lamb and mollywops it, whop, whop, on the ground, right? This fucking thing gets up like he's drunk, and he holds on to him for a second, and the fucking thing's standing there perfectly still. And George is like, Jesus Christ, I didn't want all that.
Yeah.
That reminded me of that, what you said with the fish.
I had it when I was about 8 years old. That Spanish family I was talking about earlier, me and my mum and my brother went out to where they live, Menorca. Beautiful little island, Balearic Island. Hasn't quite been ruined by tourism yet, which is mad, because it's beautiful. Anyway, there's an island off of it where there's 2 boats there a day. And so you go there, and when you're like 8 years old and you've only ever been in Dartford, and you throw a little bit of a chicken, you take like a little packed lunch with you, and you throw a chicken bone, and about 30 lizards come out of nowhere, like, and it's just, a bone. There's nothing left on it. And you're like, wow, and you can try and catch them. And when you try and catch one of these lizards, their tails come off. That's the defense. They do the off. And the tail's still moving in your hand. Anyway, these 2 blokes come along, and they talk to my auntie in Spanish. And she's like, see. And then she turns around to me and my mum and brother, and she says, we're going to get some octopus to cook for later. And, when you're 8, I think you get funny around food when you're sort of 12, don't you? But 8, we're going to eat octopus, exciting, These 2 blokes, they must have been only about 17 themselves. They've dived off this sort of cliff, like giving it the large, tanned, all the old housewives were sort of like, oh, hello, Rodrigo. Fancy a Chardonnay? They've dived off this, they've dived off this thing and they're gone. They've got no breathing apparatus or anything, and they're gone for what seemed like minutes, but it was probably only about 30 seconds, whatever. And then they've come out of the water just like, you know, as they've come up, they're sort of, it's only up to their knees, but they've got 2 or 3 octopus stuck to them. And he grabs hold of one like under the head and he sort of yanks it. And you can see he's putting a lot into it to get it off. Like, you hear it sort of going, as all the suckers come off, turns its head inside out, smash against the rock, throws it at me auntie, gets the one on his leg, pulls that off. And at this point, me, my mum, my brother are like, no, please don't. Turns its head inside out, smashes it against the rock, throws that at me auntie. She gets like 4 of them. You know, they've got about 4 on them each, these blokes. And she sticks them in a bag, takes them home, cooks them. Me, mum, and my brother. You know, we're used to beans on toast. Like, she comes out with these fucking.
Was it good?
I didn't eat octopus after that for about 20 years until I was served the baby one, Guidamere. The baby ones are gorgeous. You know that fruits of the sea they call it. It's everything: clams, crabs, lobsters, razor clams, baby octopus. But the problem with it, if they'd have served it up and I hadn't seen them turn their heads inside out and smashing them against a rock, I probably would have enjoyed it more. But for an 8-year-old, it was a little bit traumatic, you know.
Yeah, if I watched him kill the cow, that New York strip probably wouldn't have tasted so good. You know?
Exactly. There you go. Exactly. I mean, Anglo's
I get it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Some of the things I've eaten. Right, so I had a mate come and stay with me when I was living in Devon, and I was in real trouble, drugs, you know, usual bit. And he come round and he went to me, look, because he came down to stay for a few days. He was just about to leave. He said, I'm just going to go and fair play to him. He'd bought me and my girlfriend some food and that while he was staying. And he for us who were eating nothing because all the money was going on smack. He looked after us for a few days, which was it was meant to be his holiday. But on the last day, he said, I'm just going to go down the shop and get some stuff for the train home. He said, I'll get you a few things. And I was like, you don't have to bother. He went, no, you're all right. He'd come back and he brought round, it must have been about the size of a decent quarter pounder, right? And it was called Cheese. SCHEESE, so cheese with an S in front of it, and it was vegan cheese. Now, if you take all the animal products out of cheese, I don't really know what's left. And I said,
not cheese.
No, cheese. Cheese is what's left.
Yeah.
And I said, why the fuck have you bought me some cheese? He went, because I know at some point, you and her are going to be so hungry, you're going to eat it. I was cracking up. Of course, 3 days later, 4 o'clock in the morning, haven't had anything for 2 days. With cheese in the fridge. It was fucking horrible, man. Still at it. Oh, dear. Packer, what's the worst thing you've eaten and regretted? Jimmy, have a think on that one as well, Wild Packer.
Not regretted.
Something you've tried and then just gone
Oh, eels. Jelly eels, obviously. Jelly eels, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all right with them actually, but I can understand.
I went straight to pie and liquor, and then thank you.
The pie and mash is the one, but the thing about the jellied eels is the jelly is aspic in it, and it's just not that pleasant. You didn't like the eels?
No, I'm not big on seafood particularly. Anyway,
it's very fishy, isn't it? It's very fishy, those eels. Do you have that in America, James? Has anyone decided to cash in on the old Cockney Barrett boys lunchtime snacks?
What's he talking about? What'd you say?
Jellied eels. Jellied eels. Eels?
My father was an avid fisherman. And
was it what?
He avid fisherman. He fished all the time. And we had fish every Sunday. We ate from his catch every Sunday our whole lives. And he cooked up some eel one time, and I remember the explanation was some eels taste good and some eels don't. And the eel that he cooked up was good. I liked it. But he told me some eels don't taste that good.
Hang on, are you talking about different types of eels?
Right.
Right. My old man used to go and fish them under the pier at Deal. Deal is in Kent.
Now these were fresh water eels. So
yeah, oh god, fuck me. That's really going some. I don't think I've done that. Oh yeah, are the jellied eels that you get in jellied eels freshwater? I wouldn't imagine they were, but they might be. Let's have a look.
I don't even know what the fuck that is. Jellied eels.
Well, it's eels in jelly. You know, like aspic jelly that you get like in cat food.
Yeah. I kind of understand.
I would imagine they're sea eels, like morays or congers or something.
I can't remember eating anything that I didn't really like. As a kid, I was very finicky, but as I got older, as long as it's prepared well, I'll eat it.
Jim, sorry to interrupt. They're freshwater, those jellied eels. They're what James has had.
Yeah. I've never heard of it.
That's blown my mind. Oh, no, Ludwig, that does sound disgusting. Cockles in batter. Lovely. I mean, I like cockles. I love a bit of pepper and vinegar, but not in batter.
What the fuck is cockles?
Cockles are like these. They're like little tiny bogies. They're sea creatures. You go down the beach, you stand on the sand, and they all come up. Have you had a whelk, Jim? A whelk looks like a heart. It's funny when you start talking to an American about English food, isn't it? I mean, I'll show him a picture of a whelk.
Yeah, this is all the shit that gets our food a bad rap, isn't it? It's like what?
It's beautiful, man. Nice pint. They sell them by the pint, Jim. You order a pint of cockles.
Yeah.
I'll show you a picture.
No one can stand within 50 yards of you afterwards.
They stink.
But oh man, I'm looking at them now, and I remember when I have a look at these, Jim. When you go to the seaside, this is what you buy. You go, yeah, do us half a pint of cockles.
Nice one, Otto.
And then they put like salt, vinegar, and pepper on them. This one looks like they're in a tin, but you'll still get to see what they look like. And each one, Jim, is about a centimetre square. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah, they look like little clams.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
In a tin. That must have improved them no end.
Yeah. I mean, that's just saving grace that they come out of the water that morning, isn't it? Not been sitting in a tin for a couple of years.
At least this is fresh. Oh.
Do they taste good?
Oh, they're really nice. They're really nice. Look at that little hole in that one at the bottom. Look at his little mouth. But
chickens.
Like little what? Chickens. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what, James. When me and my missus went to Vietnam to see Hugh, remember? I don't know if you remember Hugh. He had a channel called On the Offensive. Everyone else will know him because this was like years ago, about 6 years ago, I think now. But he took us to this place, and it was like a sushi bar, and so they were chopping up all the sushi fresh. And we were eating that. And he said it's their anniversary, like mine and my missus, and it was. He said it's their anniversary, and he said, I'll make you something special. So he's behind this little jump, and I don't know what he's doing. And then he comes out with he puts these like two tiny little like mugs, I suppose, beakers, and he sort of just goes on our plates, and then he takes them off so that whatever it is has held its shape, and. So my missus just starts eating it. And I'm like, oh, fucking hell. And he's saying, you don't have to pay. He said, that's just for you. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm starting eating it, and it's fucking horrible, man. There's too much different texture. There's a bit that sort of exploded like pus. There's a bit that was like rubber. It was just rank, man, and there was like holes in it. And as I've eaten a few, I've said to my mate, I said, "What is it?" He went, "They're chicken hearts." And fuck me, man, I was just like, I can't. And this bloke was going, "Nice, nice." I was like, "Eee." Luckily, my girlfriend ate all of mine and all of hers, but just a pile of little chicken hearts with vinegar on them. And they're tiny, Jim. A chicken heart is about that big.
I've heard of it. I've never.
Not for me.
Never eaten.
I mean, I did try it, but I just sometimes I think, if you're not enjoying it, why crack on with it?
Yeah, I can't remember ever trying something that I really didn't like that much.
What's your favourite fruit, Jim?
Salmon.
Yeah. How'd you like it? How'd you like it cooked?
I'll eat it raw. I'll eat it as cooked as a steak. I think every time I eat it, it's like I took a Valium, so I think I'm deficient in omega-3s, omega-6s.
Okay, that's interesting.
I eat it 2-3 times a week, and I eat sushi once a week. So
I prefer the sashimi, the really thin cut raw salmon. My girlfriend loves that as well, so that's happy days. Oh, there's those chicken hearts being fried. Oh, I'm just looking at them. Yeah, I'll show you. I'll put you all off your evening. I prefer salmon when it's not cooked. When I've cooked, I will eat, grilled salmon or fried salmon, but I prefer it sashimi. Bit of the old green stuff. Lovely. Can't remember what it's called. What's the stuff that makes your nose burn called?
I buy it. It's seasoned. It does have what looks like green stuff on it. It's sliced already, so I buy it in a pack, and I eat it at work because it's good.
You have a little bit of soy sauce, don't you? Someone in the chat.
No, I don't put anything on it. I just eat it.
That's it. Wasabi.
Wasabi is the green stuff that you mix with soy sauce. That's when I'm eating sushi. But when I buy the straight up salmon that's sliced real thin, it's in a pack, and it's easy to eat in the heat. When I'm working, so and I make a little salad too. So.
It's one of those things, though, Jim, because me and my missus were eating loads of it, and even the bloke that sells it said you don't want to eat too much of it. He said because a lot of salmon has got a lot of mercury.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Have you heard that? Have you? Is that he wasn't making it up? Yeah, okay.
A lot of fish in general, I think, have.
It's rough, really, isn't it? Yeah. And also, apparently, a lot of it's farmed. And I said, well, I don't see the problem with that. It's still salmon. And they said, yeah, but when you see what they feed it,
right,
and then you realise that, what's good about salmon is it's part in the food chain.
I think they feed it certain things to make it get that orange color that it would get naturally in the wild. I watched a documentary on it. It's not. I buy it. They say it's wild caught. So
was quite angry about it, yeah.
It's just a geezer. It's a geezer at the farm, James, with a fishing rod. I can then say,
he throws a fucking net out and did some meth. So now he's a wild man catching fucking salmon.
Yeah, I found a picture of some chicken hearts, people. If it's not your cup of chicken hearts, look away now. I don't want to upset anyone. But each one of them is about 3/4 of an inch long.
Yeah, I think black people. I think black people in the States eat that down south.
Okay. I mean, traditional English cooking is called nose to tail. If you're going to kill an animal, fucking eat all of it,
Well, there's a lot of Brits that moved from Britain to the southern part of the United States that may have brought, some of their cooking bullshit with them.
It doesn't have a great reputation, English food, does it? Cranky, did I thank you for that? Little Ryan there.
I'm sure there's some stuff that you guys eat that I haven't had. What the hell is haggis? That's Scottish, right?
Haggis is a difficult one for me because a friend came down from Scotland and brought us one, but it was a hot day. Well, Is there someone Scottish? Is marzipan in? Because they'll tell us exactly what it is. It's I think it's stuffed intestines, stuffed with like offal and bits of lung and bits of shit.
Now there's something in the Philadelphia area that only this area eats. It's called scrapple, and what it is the scraps from a pig when they cut it up, and it's really good. I mean, it's really good. Usually you have it for breakfast. It's like meat. But
I'm going to get you a picture of a haggis, and then I'm going to tell you what's in it. If someone, just in case someone in the chat hasn't told you,
it's a sausage.
Yeah, it's like a big round sausage, though. It's not like a long, thin one. But I'll tell you what's in it, and we'll all learn something apart from the Scots in the chat. Here we go, people. Have a look at this.
An Anglo who probably knows how to make one.
And of course, yeah, but Anglo, do you know what goes into a haggis? Anglo's a butcher, James. So
he said stuff with mince, organs, and oats.
There you go, mince and oats. I could cope with. So there you go, Jim. That's a haggis.
Yeah,
organs are good.
It's a traditional Scottish food.
When is that eaten? For dinner or breakfast? What?
I think they just. I don't know.
Burns night, isn't it?
Is it a traditional for?
They have a poem to bring it into on Burns night.
What? But do they not eat? Is there any Scottish people in the chat that can tell us about haggis? Because
we're idiots, aren't we?
Well, marzipan will be the one, but I don't think that. Here we go. A Scottish dish consisting of a sheep or calf's offal, so that's all the like Anglo said. That's all your organs
bits
mixed with suet and oatmeal. So Anglo, unsurprisingly, spot on. Seasoned, boiled in a bag, and traditionally a bag made from the animal's stomach. An enormous haggis was prepared through the hall, it says in a quote, which I imagine is a quote from a Burns poem. But yeah, she brought it down to our house, and it had been in the coach for like 6 hours, and we all ate it, and we all got food poisoning. And once something's given you food poisoning, I think you can't do that for life because you always connect it to it. Oh, I've never had food poisoning. I've been coming out for these days. Well, I've had it in England, but I've never had it in Southeast Asia. I've been coming out here for what now? 20 years? Not once. I mean, I might have had, but I might have thought it was a migraine. But about 200 people a year die in Thailand from food poisoning. It gets so bad they can't get out their hotel room. They haven't got the strength to get out of their room, and so they just die because in those.
Well, there's two types of food poisoning, right? There's you feel a little bit dicky and think, well, I might have ate something. That isn't either of them. That isn't food poisoning. And there's the food poisoning which keeps you up for about all night with both ends. That's food poisoning. And then there's proper food poisoning which will kill you,
which is your E. coli, I guess, and all that stuff.
Yeah, I've had Campylobacter, which is quite a bad one, and I was delusional.
What, yesterday?
The doctor came to see me, and I don't remember him ever even being there, and I was talking about stuff that weren't in the room and things like that.
Proper tripped you out, like poisoned you.
Yeah, I got up with it in the morning. I drove home from Scotland with it, and I stopped at every service station on the way home. And by the time I got in, I was that shattered that I collapsed. And my missus called the doctor, and he came out.
When I said you were tripping on it, James laughed. he's gonna research tonight how to make food go off so that you don't trip on it.
It ain't pretty. I was ill for a good week or more.
It's fucking brutal when you get it, isn't it? I mean, I said to someone once, "What is E. coli?" He said, "It's when they get shit mixed in with food, essentially."
Yeah.
Again, that'll be Anglo. Well, that sounds wrong, but I imagine Anglo would know about.
And I had to do a full thing about where I'd been, where I might have got it, and then I had to keep going back to the doctor until I was clear before I could even go back to work.
What? Because you might have contaminated stuff and.
Yeah, I worked in a food factory, so they went, "No, thanks."
Haggis pizza. Lord. Honey Monster hasn't tasted a men's urinal.
Well, read Mrs. Mienet's comment.
Has anybody tried that
Read Mrs.
Norwegian, that
Hang
rotten fish?
on. Whoa. Let's slow down. Mrs. Mienet's first. The worst thing I've tried is marinated Icelandic shark in Iceland. In Iceland, apparently it's a delict.
Delicacy.
Smells and taste of men's urinals. No amount of vodka can get rid of the taste. I had shark fin soup once, and it didn't smell of men's urinals, but I thought killing a shark was a bit much, to be honest with you, for a bowl of soup. I had a bit of a problem with it. But yeah, men's urinals. I reckon if women had urinals, they'd still smell pretty bad. It's just that you get to flush it all away, don't you? Sorry to hear that, though, Mrs. Minute. Right, people, I've hit the 2 hours mark, and I said I was only going to do an hour. I'll do myself an injury. James, have you got anything you want to leave us with?
Yeah, you've inspired me. I think I'm going to do a stream. So,
all right. Well, James might be streaming, people. 42's streaming tonight, so you might want to find out what time that is.
He's got some great guests. 42 tonight.
He's got Sensum Communum and Packer, of course. There you go. So you might not want to overlap.
Packer. How long from now?
Jim's going live now. Well, I'll let you go, James. Thanks for coming on, mate. Look after yourself. Always a pleasure. Take care, mate. A big James or Jay in the chat for Jimmy, please, people. Always a pleasure. So, Packer, there you go. That was a quick one. What a quick one for us. 2.25 hours flew by.
Yeah.
It did, though, didn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't think I could do it, but as usual, the scrubs have made me feel better. So you're actually going to need to talk tonight. I mean, Sensum can talk.
Yeah, no, and the thing is, right? It's the stream is you have to do a story.
Oh,
right,
my God!
Secret, everybody. I haven't even read the story yet.
Hang on. What do you mean do a story, but you haven't read?
We each read out a news.
Hang on a minute, Packer. People are leaving. All right, people, before you leave, can you like the stream? Because it really helps me. If you like it, then YouTube will tell other people to watch it. If it doesn't get a good ratio of likes, it will just disappear. And I might be going YouTube full time soon. So I need to sort of build up my audience, which is why I have that big AI generated loads of words in the description, which seems to be working. Sorry, Packer.
Call again.
Carry on. What are you talking about? I forgot. I weren't listening.
Yeah, we each read out a story, a news story, some weird news story.
What?
Last time I read out a story,
They've given you a story, or you've got to find one.
I'm supposed to find one.
And you haven't?
No.
Stream starts in about 3 hours, doesn't it?
Yeah. Hopefully 42's helped me out, and I'll just read whatever I'm given and wing it.
You've written to 42 and said I can't do it, and he went, no. No, actually, he wanted to get someone else on, but they're just so unwilling to go on, which is a shame because they're great. But maybe that's why the greats don't go on, because they build it up and up and up, and I don't know what I'm so tired. I'm so tired. James is still here, but he says his devices aren't connected. So I'll James, you're about to disappear from what's it called? StreamYard, but you can carry on watching on YouTube if you wish. Henry, do you eat haggis? Is that something you eat, Henry? I did see you mention you were Scottish. Right. Hang on. 42's put in the chat what he sent me. Okay, where is that? Let me find it. Just a few up from the bottom. Hang on. Just a few up. Oh, here we go. I didn't even know he was here, the little lad. Hello, 42. Hope you well, mate. We've still got to do ours. I sent you a story of a woman with 2 fannies, one for a boy. There you go. So what? You've got to read it out.
I think I actually know that story.
There you go. I think I actually know that woman.
Yeah.
9:42. If I am not writing, I will have that on in the background. Well, I might even have it on. I was made up today by Otto. I've got to say, for me, that was the highlight.
Absolutely.
I don't want to use it. When he last come on, and understandably, he was withered and he
didn't look great and he didn't sound great.
Like a different bloke today,
in the comments and everything, there was a lot of he wasn't in a great place.
Understandably, I thought I want to stress that. But it looks like he's done the right thing. He's accepted the situation, and that doesn't mean you have to like it. But you know, you're powerless over certain things, so you have to lump it. And he was looking good, and he was sounding good, and that really cheered me up. He won't like that. He doesn't like praise, but that was, you know, when I see any scrub improve their situation. Right, listen, one other thing. Anyone who's been long-term investing, you've probably seen your stocks go down. I've had people write to me saying, "You bastard, I'm selling them all." This is about long-term. That's why it's long-term. When the stock market goes down, that's an opportunity. That's when you buy. You don't sell when it goes down. You buy because it will go up again. Remember, I always said 10, 15 years. 5 if you're lucky. But always have about 10% of your portfolio in cash. So when it goes down, you can buy. You know, like stocks like Nvidia, Tesla, like Microsoft, big, decent companies. Apple sell the same fucking product every couple of years. They're good companies and they're all plummeting. Get them, sit on them. Well, this isn't financial advice. I'm not a professional. This is for information purposes only. Do your due diligence. Get on the internet. But, you know, mate, most internet investing channels, they're trying to sell you a course. So just make sure that you do some due diligence. But stocks go up and down. They always do. The markets are volatile, but they go up and down in an upward trend. The S&P has done that since it started. This is an opportunity. I always say, it's in my blurb, temperament. What people do, they get emotional. Never get emotional around stocks. Don't think I haven't lost a load of money, but you haven't lost it until you sell them. So you don't sell them now. You don't think, oh God, they're going to go down more, I'm going to lose them. No, you sit on them for another 7, 8, 9 years. And then when they're double, treble what you paid for them with the compound interest, that's how it works out. But don't go mental and just think, oh, the market's crashed. This is what happens. That's why it's long term. Anyway, I think there's one here from Anglo. And I didn't even read out Cranky's thing. I just told him about the stream the other week. Thank you. Had a great time as always. Sorry, Crank. She's probably gone by now. But nice one for that. Anglo, another donation. Sensum, my fellow Stokey, voted Labour, I think. He's getting both barrels when I see him. Going to Anglo's butcher shop next week, you'll be buying leg of Sensum. Nice one, Anglo. I'm going to stick a bit of tunage on, and I think you'll all enjoy it. I want to say thank you to Packer. Can we have a big P in the chat for Packer? If he didn't come on tonight, and I knew he was doing another stream, I would have really struggled. I mean, I did struggle anyway. I'm sorry I haven't been streaming. Like I said, I might be doing YouTube full time soon, which will mean more streams, but also more standalone videos. I'm actually going to look to grow the channel again because my other income streams was like my business. Although that I've actually done the work there. What the fuck is happening? Sorry, people. Right. Oi. Oh, you know you're getting old when you bend over, and now I've got like tinnitus I literally can't hear anything in this ear. Come back to me. Anyway, Big P in the chat from Packer. Packer, thank you, mate. If it weren't for you, I would have had a real struggle. And thank you. Well, I'll thank you first and let you go. P in the chat. Nice one, Packer. Good
Thanks,
luck
everybody.
tonight.
Cheers, Chris.
I'm sure you'll be fine. You're in great company. 42 and cents. And
Brilliant. Yeah, I know. See you all later.
Yeah, ta-da, mate. Thank you.
Ta-da.
There you go, people. That's Packer. I want to thank everyone who donated. Trust me, you don't know how much sleep I get after a couple of donations. Really appreciated, as usual. I want to thank everyone who come on as guests. That, lovely to see a few faces. And most of all, as usual, I want to thank all the people in the chat who engage with what's being spoken about. Keep this community together. And I'm very proud of it. And I'm very proud of all of you lot. I'd like to thank the Niggler. Let me just make sure I haven't missed one from him like I always do. No, I haven't. He's still got the one about the dancing MP3s. He made connections that weren't there. Or were they? Did I don't know, Anglo. Originally, about 48 people signed up. I know that much because when they used my link, we both get a free share. They're only about 5 a free share. But a couple of those free shares that I got went up to like 80, 90 quid. So they weren't bad. But people dropped out. People lost their bottle. It is a temperament thing. You've got to sit tight. You've got to, if you haven't got the right temperament for investing, maybe don't do it. But this is why the rich are rich, because they make their money work for them. They don't spend it. They're frugal. Look up DCA. It's a very, even DCA in. Right. So DCA, dollar cost averaging. They deliberately use complicated language to keep it away from the lumpen proletariat. But all dollar, excuse me, hang on. Let me clear my throat. Hang on. Right. Dollar cost averaging. All it means is putting a little bit on every month. So when you get your check, when you get your wages, or either put it on at the beginning or at the end of the month, if you've got any money left over, don't buy that new fucking £500 shirt. Go and get a shirt made for you that will last twice as long and cost you a quarter of the price. You can get bespoke shirts made in London for about, well, it's been a while, probably about 60 quid. Or even don't get that. Don't waste money on things you don't really need. And then you've got a couple of £100 every month to bang on an index fund or an exchange traded fund. All this information's out there. Doesn't matter whether the markets are up or whether the markets are low. You can't time the markets. No one knows what's going to happen tomorrow. No one knows. Even all these big hedge funds, they don't know. You can't predict the markets. It's too complicated because there's too much global economic goings on happening. You just can't. People pretend to, and you'll see videos where they go, I called that, but they don't show you the 30 they called that they missed. But if you just keep, what is it? I always say Milton Friedman, but I mean Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett said, you can't time the market, but you can have time in the market. So just dollar cost average, just put a couple of hundred in, spread your index funds, all S&Ps, but, utilities, maybe tech, NASDAQ 100 is a good index fund. That's well down at the moment. And that includes stock like Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft. What, you think they're not going to get back on their feet? You think Microsoft and Apple and Nvidia are going to collapse? Not a chance. Or maybe, but only one of them. So the other three will keep the S&P up. So over a long period, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you're going to be all right. But just don't worry about, I'm going to buy the dip, I'm going to sell at the peak. Well, you don't know when the dip is. You don't know when the peak is. Anyway, I'm going on. Please do like the stream. Let me find something here. I'm glad you all enjoyed. Well, I assume you are. The comments would seem to suggest you did. Enjoyed the stream I done with Mumford. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Wasn't it weird that there was a YouTube advert in one of his songs? I mean, that ain't how the hell. He hasn't even got a monetized channel. Who's making money out of Paul's music? I thought that was weird. I mean, if I wasn't really busy, I'd look into it a bit, because how dare YouTube advertise on a channel that isn't monetized? I don't know. It's their company, I suppose. Anyway, it's been absolutely lovely. I wasn't in a particularly good mood, but as usual, I've come out of this feeling great. You're all lovely people. Bless you all and the people you love. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And here's Bally G, Paul Mumford, who you've now seen live. I apologise that we didn't do anaesthetic. That would have been lovely. I will be putting your comments on the screen as we play out. So feel free to contribute to the grift and encourage me to do this full time, which I'm actually considering. Look after yourselves, people. Lots of love. Ta-ta.
Everyone knows I'm gonna be the first man down. All my friends are sick of having me around. Nobody wants to give a buddy one last break. Can't go on, I've taken all a man can take. Life is a curse, it only gets worse, and the world don't watch you drown. Maybe my mind will fail to ever find the point. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna make my grave underneath the wave. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna lay my head on the riverbed. Looking back, I rejected every place I stayed. A woman says I'm lying in the bed I've made. She says warriors don't give up before the war begins. So I get high to justify the mess I'm in. People get mad and people get sad, but at least they have a cause. Struggle to feel emotion I can really trust. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna make my grave underneath the wave. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna lay my head on the riverbed. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna make my grave underneath the wave. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna lay my head on the riverbed. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna make my grave underneath the wave.
Ah, that's a fucking shame. That's 9 o'clock in the morning for me. That fight. I'll be up late, but not that late. 42 stream, I have been told, is on 10:30. There you go, people. On 42 stream. Channel, obviously. I will have a look at it, Bill. Tim Davis, his name is Tim Davis. There you go. Oh, that's a shame. I remember back in the old days when you didn't see the football live, and it was easy to dodge the score and watch match of the day. But it's nigh on impossible now, And watching a fight when you know who's won, it's kind of boring, isn't it? It's like, oh, okay. So yeah, I won't be watching that. If I am up at 9 o'clock in the morning, something's gone terribly wrong. But it happens. Anyway, look after yourselves, people. It's been a real pleasure. This channel may be full-time soon. Look after yourselves. Ta-ta. Hoita.